Hello, everyone, and welcome to another action-packed edition of the OverMark Podcast. We're your hosts, Dave and TJ. Today, we're going to be coming at you with a Dynamite Collision Super Show. We got Dynamite from July 9th, 2025, and Collision from July 10th, 2025. As always, don't forget to follow us on all of our socials at OverMarkENT. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our videos and all of that jazz. You know, help us Hulk up and defeat Algorithm. He's been really whipping our butt here lately. I don't know what's going on. But anyway.
I wouldn't call the show that super, though.
Well, you know, I'm trying to make it sound good so people don't just instantly tune out, you know. Gotta get these listener hours up, dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got AEW Dynamite from July 9th, 2025, with an attendance of 2,497 out of 2,662, with 462 available tickets per WrestleTix. This was at the Curtis Culwell Center in Garland, Texas, which sounds an awful lot like Arlen, Texas, you know.
It's a fictional place.
Wonder. I know, but it's based on a place that Mike Judge lived. And he named that place, but I don't know if it's Garland or not. It might be. It might not be. That sounds familiar, though.
We're like 2 weeks away from, maybe 3. I forget the exact date, from Arlen coming back.
Yeah, you know, we'll talk about that a little bit. Hell yeah. It's Did you see that they put out another trailer?
Yeah, I did. It's kind of weird. It like feels like King of the Hill, but I'm sure we won't be able to feel the correct context of most of these jokes until we've seen the full episode. It seems like it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, the Dale voice is noticeably different.
Yeah, what are you gonna do though?
Well, obviously,
they can blame it on the cigarette use.
Yeah, the fella that
he passed away, like right when they started doing the thing.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate. But you know, I don't know.
Red Corn.
I'm sure. Yeah, that the reboot is cursed. They've already lost 2 people. Terrible stuff.
I'm sure it's going to do really well for them. They're you know, Hulu's the only place where you can watch King of the Hill now on a streaming platform. And I guess unless you buy it like separately per season or episode, but to stream it like without buying it per episode, this is it. And they obviously saw the fucking hours from it, and they're like, "Man, we got to do something with this."
I mean, everybody's got Hulu. Oh,
yeah.
Did you know Highlander is on Peacock? You know the show. Me and Brandon always talk about Highlander. You watched it, didn't you?
I know Highlander the movie.
Okay, well, there was a show as well, which was actually better than the movies. Yeah.
Okay. No.
The main the protagonist, if you will, of the show is Duncan MacLeod. He is a distant relative of Connor MacLeod from the movie. Connor's actually in the first episode.
I just bought
we're
the
getting
movie.
Way off track here.
Funny,
but yeah, you should.
Because they just had the Prime deals. I'll check it out.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm saying the movies. I just got the 4K Blu-ray for like $9 because I had the Prime
Day
deals.
That first movie is insane.
That, and it's just like I really like seeing these 4K Blu-rays because you know I have a really nice TV, really nice sound system, so obviously you want to see the best quality you can, and you just can't get that from streaming. But anyways, I really like seeing the transfer, because some transfers aren't as good as other ones, but this one's supposed to be pretty good. But regardless of that, it's just so cool watching the shit that you watched as a kid over and over again, and not the best quality. All of a sudden it looks fucking great. It's just kind of mind-blowing on some of these how good they do.
Yeah. The upscaling and everything is really insane.
Well, some of them, it's not upscaling. Like, they were filmed in 4K or higher. So they're just putting it at its original resolution. Some of them are upscales. Some of them are 2K upscales. But then there's some that are actually real native 4K. And it's more than you would think.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Me either, until I started doing this format. I know we're way off topic here, but I kind of got into the whole thing because, you know, I've always, you know, I'm a physical collector. I like owning stuff. And I just never really liked. I bought some Blu-rays and DVDs throughout the years here and there, but I never wanted to sink my teeth into it because I knew there was going to be some ultimate format that was going to be like the one to have with these movies. Because really, with these, they can't make them any better. So it's like, this is the one to have. They're doing a really good job with a lot of these, and it's just, you just wait till that sale pops up, because less and less people are buying this stuff than ever, but there's still a market for it. So obviously, when they make the bigger sales at first, and then they have the inventory, then the holidays come, or the big sale, and then I buy these things up. That's it on my 4K Blu-ray talk.
Yeah. And, there might be more 4K Blu-ray talk here in the future.
Yeah, probably.
We're talking about expanding the show beyond just talking about wrestling, and that was a good natural little thing there that we didn't even think we were going to talk about. That is an example of things that will be to come.
I just thought it'd be interesting. Like, obviously it's going to be dominated by that, but I just think it'd be interesting. To have a looser format and to be able to just kind of be more ourselves and talk about. We have way more interest than wrestling, and I know other people do too. And depending on if people are interested in that, it would be we do more wrestling. Stay the same. We'll change depending on what everything works. But yeah, we're your typical like our age guys. We're in the demographic, right, or somewhere around it.
Yeah.
But anyways, we play the video games. We watch the shows that most everybody's watching them. We watch wrestling. So we probably got a lot of takes on a lot of shit that I figure people would like. And, funny enough, we've been around and watching like a lot of this shit too. Like, I'm big in MMA. Dave loves his music, real big into that. He's kind of been in the industry of doing radio in different forms. And Dave's kind of like got a lot of different shit going on with the things that he's done in his life. Whereas
it sounds fancier than any of the reality of any of it actually is.
Everything is really when you look at it. But yeah, I'm just saying a lot of cool shit probably to come. Hopefully, unless I walk out the door here later and that Chinese guy that's been driving by with flashing a gun at me. Maybe this will be the time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he does more than that. I meant Gunt.
Well,
Gunt, by the way.
Oh, wow. He's a hefty gentleman.
Yeah, and I'm afraid he's going to do more. But we can move on.
Well, just lock that door, dude.
Oh,
I guess.
It blew off in the storm of 92.
Oh, snap.
It's been rough.
Yeah. Well, anyway, circling back to this wrestling thing, we've got we'll just skip this little intro part. We don't need that. Hell with this. We're going to jump right into the face-to-face that was mostly face-to-screen. Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm, champagne, chair talk, and existential dread. Red carpet, director chairs, Emmy bait. I don't know about that. Toni Storm cuts a promo of a nihilist philosophy major. We all die. Your legacy is dust. Mercedes says she's alpha, omega, and possibly your financial advisor. I hope not. Well, maybe. She's probably doing okay money-wise. Who knows? Toasts are made. Shayna's throat. Storm throws hands. Final thoughts. Mercedes is classy. But Tony's sipping is I don't give a fuck vintage. And this might have been the best part of the show, to be honest with you. Their promo was pretty good. I like Toni. She's been doing great work for a while here, and Mercedes, to her credit in this promo, wasn't very cringe. And like TJ and I have talked about before, she works to her opponents, and because Mercedes Toni is an upper level style of opponent, Mercedes is working a higher level style of program. Yeah. What did you think of this, TJ? Oh, that's okay.
These motherfucking ants, man. They're just all over this curtain, and it's like I got ADHD, so I just want to kill them all. So while I was listening to you, I was killing them. But
hell yeah, fuck those ants.
you remember that episode of King of the Hill where Dale's killing all the bugs in stick tech because he can't do, he has to get a job because he can't breathe the poison anymore. So he's in like stick tech killing all the roaches that he was raising with Joseph with like his hands and rolling over them. And I guess that was kind of me there. But anyways, I don't know. It was good. Tony's kind of hamming it up a lot lately. It'd be nice to see her to kind of be more serious. I'd really like to see her win, and for them to, she still do the character and not have to change much, but just be that they need to push her as the top chick. I mean, I've seen people say that like, oh, what are they going to do if she wins? Just keep having her randomly to defend the title? Well, yeah. What are they going to do with Mercedes? Have her win a little bit, and then eventually they're going to do the classic downfall where she starts losing everything. I mean, that would work if it was somebody we cared about, but it's not. So that's not going to work.
I hope that they swerve us and have her win.
Yeah, same here. That's what they should do.
Because everybody expects Mercedes to win.
Yeah.
And it would, like you said, who is either of them going to wrestle moving forward? You're just going to have opponent du jour or NXT or WWE release that after 90 days gets signed and is immediately thrown into a title program and then immediately thrown into obscurity where they're doing jobs to like Riho or something.
Riho hasn't been around in a while. I guess maybe she's another one of the people that are having visa issues, but I don't know. Again, that just stems from AEW doing a terrible job at keeping these talents up and assisting them to do this.
By the way, you referenced King of the Hill there. That's we got 2 King of the Hill references this episode.
Yeah, we do. But yeah, I don't know. They're treating their 2 big matches seriously, giving them the right time, giving them the traditional right build for the most part. But good stuff here, and we'll go to maybe something that's not as good, with Moxley saying some mean things. Backstage, he stares into the void and sees Hangman Adam Page, calls him a waste, but like a motivated waste. Tells him to walk like it's his last match, which in AEW, I guess, just called Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know. Not too much going on there. He's not bad at these kind of promos. They just don't mean anything, But the Young Bucks show up late because they're chumps. Allegedly a missed call time. Everyone's know that they were just watching reruns of Being the Elite in the parking lot. That would suck because that show's not very good. I remember I started to watch it at first when AEW popped up, and I was pretty much enjoying everything that they put out at that point. But why wouldn't I? I feel like it was a better show back then, or at least just the freshness allowed it to, because it was just I think everybody was kind of riding the hype for the first 2 years. And then like over time, especially when you start watching Being Elite, you're like, oh man, like, and it's not to say other wrestlers aren't guilty of doing this shit, but you just start noticing like, oh shit, all they do is just work with the same motherfuckers and have the same match over and over again. Even the way that they cut promos is the same. Even when they're a face or a heel, there's like not a lot of dynamics going on there. And that's not to say that they can't do good stuff, because they can, but I don't know. They feel kind of unmotivated. But what you think about that?
Well, I man, when she called Hangman a pussy, I cringed a little bit. Never give that lady.
I think that was later. This was a backstage one right here. I thought that.
I'm wrong.
I thought that when I was reading it, but then it's hopefully that's the case. If not, the fucking No.
That was during Collision. We're on
that's
Dynamite.
Correct. Yeah.
This is what happens. All this shit runs together, because this brings up, or this is a call back to what I was talking about last episode, where there's just so much wrestling to watch,
100%.
And this watching this wrestling hasn't necessarily been the greatest, and maybe that's why our views aren't up, because we don't like AEW. No, I'm just kidding. Fucking.
Well, AEW doesn't really get a lot of.
Right. Our WWE related stuff always gets more views than AEW, but which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because people really should be watching AEW and giving it a chance, and
I don't know.
AEW really should be trying to make people care about their product more, though.
If you're watching WWE right now, if AEW had the presentation and the production of WWE in the crowd, they'd probably be getting better ratings or similar right now. It's just when you watch a show and there's like no crowd and there's no energy and shit, and it's being filmed in a way that it doesn't hide a lot of that. It just doesn't work. But hopefully they'll get there. I feel like the crowd thing's a big problem of theirs. That Grand Slam Mexico show of theirs did pretty well, and I think obviously part of the draw was the whole Mexican thing too. But when you watch a show and you see like how energetic a crowd is, it makes you want to stick around because you think like, oh, if they're all liking this, some good shit must be happening. So maybe some more people are willing to tune in. But when like you're watching it and it's just like, oh man, Chris Jericho looks like shit in front of that 1,500 people. You're probably gonna change the fucking channel, right?
Yeah.
No offense to Chris Jericho, huge fan, but you gotta calls him like you sees him. I'll see us to the next one. We got Protoshita versus Brody and Bandito, sponsored by pre-workout powder. Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita team up like an anime duo. I don't know, maybe. Bandito hits a dive, Brody hits a counter, Takeshita hits last. Winner Protoshita still sounds like a probiotic. Yeah, I think it does kind of sound like a probiotic. But yeah, just kind of felt like another random match to me, you know. I didn't hate it, just I'm not invested. It's like everything's the same. Especially these past like 2-3 weeks, everything has felt the same. They're using, and WWE does this too, they're using the exact same motherfuckers, but in this case they just keep with all these like multi-man and tag matches with guys that I don't care about tagging together. Like that's another problem. There's not really a big tag division. I know they're trying to build one, so no fault to them, but it's just kind of got into some bad shape. What you thinking, old Dave?
Kyle Fletcher looks like $1 million.
Yeah,
he definitely looks like he's out there wrestling children, and you know, we'll talk some more about him looking like he's wrestling children later. But man, I can't say enough good things about Kyle Fletcher right now. I know that we've been critical of him in the past, but he's made a complete 180. It seems like he's one of the guys there that gets it. He is trying to do everything he can to get to the next level. He's working on his physique, he's working on his promos, he's working on everything. He is doing everything within his power to make his presentation as great as possible, because ultimately you don't control creative or the other decision-making things, so all you control is you. And he's doing a good job with you. That's what I think about all of that.
I think he'll probably win the belt this weekend, but hopefully Tony actually has real plans for the belt. I remember,
and he doesn't go to TNT title purgatory.
A year ago, I was like thinking how like I didn't think Kyle was ever going to get over, you know, and I'm not really sure how over on the show he may or may not be. People cheer pretty much everything that happens, but he's been involved with the other Kyle in a lot of these matches lately, so he's been getting them doing the "We Want Kyle" thing. But I don't know.
He's the most improved guy on the roster.
Yeah, I agree for sure. And I'll just leave it with this. It's really tough to get into any match that Bandito's a part of. Any of these people that have these ROH championships, it's just like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You know, Let's go back to ROH. And it's not to say that they're bad. It's just some random fucking prop. But Ricochet versus Blake Christian, now with a bonus betrayal. Crowd chants bald because AEW fans love hair. Yeah, they fuck with him about that hairline a lot. Ricochet cheats a little, Gates of Agony cheat a lot, and Christian gets spiritually body bagged. Ricochet wins with the spirit gun, which means yes, anime is real. I don't know about that. What was that? What was that from? Yu Yu Hakusho? The spirit
I
gun.
have no idea.
Yeah.
That's a you and Prez thing.
Nah, I don't watch anime nearly as much as most of those other guys. It's just I watch Toonami because I watched Dragon Ball, and that was on it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about Dragon Ball one of the episodes.
I
should be
probably do it.
stuff down.
Can probably do it more than one. But
Well, yeah, no, I'm just thinking out loud here.
yeah, but yeah, Ricochet's cool, and I guess he has these guys hanging out with him now, which they should. That'll be a good little mix, I think. I just think it's kind of weird that they always toss people that have the same tone with each other. You know, they don't mix it up. Like guys kind of look identical besides their muscle mass. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. What was that thing that I was just saying I should write down? I literally forgot before I could write it down
Talk
because I
about
kept
Dragon
grabbing
Ball?
pens. Okay, Dragon Ball.
But I can hear you writing a little bit. But yeah, and then we got MJF and Mark Briscoe.
You can hear the writing?
A little bit, yeah. But we got MJF and Mark Briscoe at the Talkie Talk and Morally Corrupt Monologues. MJF invokes Jay Briscoe in the worst way possible. Briscoe fires back with country ass-whooping energy. The crowd chants Tiny Pickle, which is somehow not the worst insult of the segment. Her syndicate gets ambushed when they come out by Jet Speed, whose new hobby is stealing titles like raccoons. But, yeah, this was a really good segment. This might have been the best thing on the show.
Yeah, they did have some really good back and forth. MJF got really personal.
Well, he
with
told
a lot
him,
of the stuff
he
was
told
saying
him
there.
to do it.
Yep.
But yeah, MJF's fucking awesome. Everybody that listens to this knows that we like MJF a lot, and we always talk good about Mark Briscoe too. There's a situation where, like, if you built these guys correctly, which to MJF he wasn't there, but he's kind of diminished a little bit since then. But he's working his way back up. But you could have a program with these guys that would last 6 fucking months, and I would be there for every fucking bit of it, you know. Because the emotional these guys get wrestling. They're unique as fuck. They both got their own thing. They can both wrestle really good. They can both talk. Yeah, it's a shame that Mark Briscoe isn't in a more prominent position in the company, but hey, maybe he will be.
I mean, he wasn't even going to be in the company, so it's baby steps. At least he's there.
Yeah,
we have that, and we get to see him every week, featured fairly prominently. So, you know, I'm just trying to glass half full everything here, you know?
You want to hear about the empty part of the glass, though?
Yeah.
I think, fucking fucking wrong. I think Jungle Boy's coming back this weekend. Nobody's, I don't think anybody's fucking put anything about it out or anything like that. And I've seen I've seen 1 or 2 really small things about it, so it could be nothing. But it would be the time to, like, you know, that's the missing piece of the puzzle with the whole Bucks and all them guys helping. But then I think Orange Cassidy is going to come back, and maybe Darby Allin. But yeah, they should definitely have Hangman fucking lose. I don't mean that. I've really liked Hangman's work throughout this whole thing too. This has been the best shit that he's ever done. But it's like, we've been there. We know how it goes. Doing the same thing and expecting different results is a definition of insanity. And it's just they're not going to grow their company with him as being the champion. They're just not.
Nope.
What were you saying?
You baited me there at the beginning. I thought that you were going to say something about
Uncle Tom.
Yeah. So it's
Just
funny. We were talking
well,
about Goldberg's Uncle Tom the other day, and
well, yeah,
we got another one in wrestling too. I also have one of them as well, and it's kind of ironic that we found out that Hangman Adam Page also has
Uncle Tom,
and they hang out all the time. They're always together, and maybe they'll go get some Slurpees and them down, and you know, they just have a really good time. I think if you look too, so the opposite of the hard cam side, that where they're usually filming, almost right in the middle, you're going to see a guy in the show. He's kind of shorter, younger African American gentleman, and that will be Hangman Adam Page's Uncle Tom that has raised him with his sister since he's been a child.
Uncle Tom.
Amazing, huh? It's funny we're breaking all this like hard hitting news and just shit that nobody out there would even touch because they don't know. But we got the inside scoop on these things. I wonder who's
Uncle Tom.
We're gonna expose next.
I mean, as long as we don't expose ourselves.
Well, I think we're good on that. But go ahead.
Oh shit! I got sidetracked there for a second. We got a women's 4-way, which is not as exciting as you would think. Who gets a gauntlet spot and a concussion? Megan Bayne, Queen Aminata, Tay Mello, and Tekla go full chaos mode. Megan hits Fate's Descent, which also describes AEO's formatting on HBO Max. Winner Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford interferes, Anna Jay interferes, Tony Khan's booking interferes. I mean, some of this is getting really rough, and poor Megan Bayne, you know, she definitely has potential to be a star, and they keep putting her in nonsense like this. I don't know, but anyway, what did you think of this, DJ?
It was an alright match. I mean, not too much going on here. Queen Aminata and what's her face Tekla get pretty physical with each other, so I guess that's cool. They laid in each other pretty hard. One time Queen Aminata threw her into the gates outside or the side railing or whatever, and looked like she hit it in pretty good. But Ty Mello doesn't really do too much, and Megan Bayne just kind of always does the same shit. But not too bad of a match, and I don't think either of these girls have
Uncle Tom.
So it's not too much.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they don't have one. So it's not much for us to talk about there, kind of, if you know what I mean.
It did. Kind of like a recurring theme.
Yeah, well, it's funny that something else that kind of was this next match with Samoa Joe versus Wheeler Yuta. And not because Joe's not the man, and it's not because this match was even necessarily that bad. It kind of is what it is, to some extent. It wasn't the worst, wasn't the best, but watching Wheeler Yuta always just kind of sucks, and yeah, they could just probably let him go. You know, it'd probably do him some good. There's a certain point where it's just like, you know, you got all these vegetables out in your garden, and you know, you've been growing them all year, and you got some that when you're not done yet, you're about like 60% in, and you got a lot of them that are prospects and they're looking pretty good, but you got a couple of them that look shitty and they're kind of blocking the sunlight of some other ones that might do way better. So what do? You get rid of the shitty ones, and then maybe you plant some something else that's better there that's not necessarily the same plant. I don't know, but you get Wheeler Yuta out of there, and Joe nopes his way on out of the two dives from Yuta like a dad dodging chores. Then Yuta bites him, I guess, and Joe ends it with a coquina clutch. Shibata and Hobbs save the post-match because their violence is teamwork. But yeah, not too much to talk about there, Dave. I guess
Not much at all.
I guess,
Sorry, I'm getting blown up here. I'm getting sidetracked. These damn people.
I guess people like what's it called? Seeing Yuta getting beat up, but I don't. But I'll take us into this main event here, too. We got chaos and table-shattering physics with Mox, Claudio, and the Young Bucks versus Hangman, Ospreay, Hobbs, and Shibata. This, you know, another three-man, and it's or wait, no, this is four-man, right? Yep. So another four-man, and it's not to say that there's not some intertwining stories here, but in the end, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't even say that this is the wrong match to book. It's like, just when you have a lot of multi-man matches, it makes like your main event multi-man match just fall in line with them. So maybe if you're going to have the main event be a multi-man match of Dynamite, you don't also have 5 other multi-man matches in the same week. You know, just a thought. But everyone hits everyone. Hangman's moonsaults for some reasons. Claudio uppercuts like he's getting paid by the strike. EVP's hit Shibata with the sorry not sorry trigger. And the Bucks hesitate on bagging Hangman because of feelings. But wait, there's an excavator. Swerve destroys the Bucks limo because AEW is nothing if not metaphorical. Prince Nana cackles. Hangman stares down Mox like a man ready to punch fate. And we end the show with the dramatic brooding and flaming plot lines. Really just them running out, checking on their thing, and then getting beat up by Swerve a little bit. But yeah, it's that like reeked of an Attitude Era finish, with the car destruction and using some piece of heavy machinery equipment to smash it down with. Like they did that shit all the time with Stone Cold, and Vince would, like, remember he got like blown up in a vehicle, and the NWO against Rock smashing I think it was an elevator or something, or not elevator, sorry, a fucking ambulance. I mean, there's way more examples than that. But what'd you think, Dave?
That was pretty cool. I like that they're having the faces at least not be complete worthless retards. And
this is one of the better things on the show.
Kind of reminded me of the Attitude Era a little bit, using some heavy equipment to smash some stuff up. Pretty cool. Yeah. I don't hate it.
Yeah, not bad, right?
No.
But the match wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, I guess it wasn't that bad. It's just it was literally what you would expect between this match, is everybody getting their shit in.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like kind of a miss for their go home show, wouldn't you say? Wasn't a whole lot going on here.
They definitely could have done better.
Yeah, just I don't know. I know some people like the show, and it wasn't the worst show in the world by any means, but it's like, okay, you got your biggest show ever that you're doing. It's like, let's book the TV to match it. They still just haven't figured TV out, and I'm sure maybe one day they'll eventually get there. There are signs of improvements here and there, but I think we actually forgot to do it again. But that'll end our
the OverMark Entertainment Dynamite review.
Unless you got anything to add.
Yeah. Oh, I think that'll be it for now.
Well,
yeah.
I guess that's going to take us into
the OverMark Entertainment Collision review.
Right?
Ooh. Yeah, it sure does.
You want to tell us a little about that?
Well, we got AEW Collision from July 10th, 2025. I'll recap the attendance. It's the same as last show because they were taped on the same day, 2,497.
Are you sure? I don't think it was showing that shit as live last night.
Really?
I believe so. I could be fucking wrong, but I'm pretty fucking sure that shit was live.
I could have sworn they taped it. Let's look here. Don't know. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure it was the same place, but I don't know. But while he looks that up, it's Thursday.
You're welcome for the dead air, folks.
Yeah. You know what that means. Collision, I guess, sometimes. Usually it's on Saturday, right? But this again, just I'll
no, yeah, they're on the same nights.
Okay, cool.
I think. Hold on, I'm finding out for 100% sure right now. God damn it.
But yeah, old Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness welcome us with enthusiasm of two men realizing they're contractually obligated to sit through 4 multi-man tag matches in one night. Oh, fuck. We were just talking about this. But so we got this trios match here with the Paragon versus Don Callis and the Oddball Family Reunion. Don Callis joins commentary. He's always really good on commentary. I like Don, because why wouldn't we need more voices? Kyle vs. Kyle opens a match. We were talking about this earlier. One man has a man bun. The other has rage issues. Cole, Roddy, and O'Reilly team up like it's 2018, and the Undisputed Era lawyer said change the name slightly. Trent gets beat up for roughly 7 years. Romero tags in and gets boomed into oblivion. Winner, the Paragon, because Adam Cole remembered how to Panama Sunrise again. Post-match, Kyle Fletcher tries to fight, but decides against it when Callis offers him a juice box and guilt trip. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a fucking... It was really hard to focus in on this shit, man. I did watch it, but it's like you watch it and eventually you're like, oh shit, this is still going on? Like, Kyle looked good. And it just... I don't know. I don't really have much to say about this. Multi-man match. Out of multi-man matches.
Yeah, I mean, tired of the multi-man matches. Tired of the goofy bullshit.
Yeah,
it just is what it is.
I mean, it's... I don't know. This is like the last show before your big show. 2 days away. And, I don't know. I feel like they could have done better than this, but what do I know? Then we got Mystico versus Beast Mortos. I don't know. Mystico hits Mortos with a I can't believe it's not Rey Mysterio offense. Mortos he refuses to fall like he's auditioning to be AEW's next kaiju. Back and forth headbutts, armbars, flip. Winner Mystico by Luchador armbar number 46. Post-match MJF. By the way, they had him tap out. This guy's a fucking beast monster. You imagine Kane tapping out? His first couple years in the company? I don't know if he ever tapped out to anybody.
Yeah, like, I don't think they ever tapped Kane out.
With the mask on. And it's like, this guy's like, he's big. And I feel like this isn't the end of the world. Because in my eyes, this is just another random guy in the fucking company, right? But in the end, when you really look at it, it's like, they've been putting this guy in a lot of main events lately. And it's just, well, whatever. Is that going to end soon? If so, I guess that makes sense. But just kind of random shit. But MJF appears on screen, threatens to unmask Mystico, and steals his entire identity like some unhinged RPG villain. He told him he's going to collect all of his masks until he doesn't have any left.
Yeah.
The MJF little promo wasn't bad, but I don't know. I just thought that was a weird way to... The match wasn't anything to fucking write home about, and I thought it was a weird way to use Beast there. They probably didn't have to have him be the guy to lose here, but they could have picked somebody else like Blake Christian. But go on ahead.
Well, where were we at here?
Number 4 with Mark Briscoe is still mad, and rightfully so.
Well, he calls MJF a piece of shit on national TV. He's pissed. His family's pissed. Jay Briscoe is probably pissed from the beyond. Summary. Briscoe is going into the casino gauntlet with the energy of a dad whose grill got knocked over on 4th of July. And...
Good little promo. Backstage. You can tell he was upset and that he's going to use this to, push himself.
He's going to get that W, and he's going to show MJF that he's a bad guy.
Yeah, I like Mark. He's good.
I do.
He's not going to win, I don't think, but
no.
Good stuff overall. And then we'll move on.
I don't know why.
What is it?
I don't know why MJF is not in the higher areas of the card, but whatever.
Well, he's about to probably win this thing and then to get a number 1 contenders match.
We'll see. Hopefully.
Yeah. It's just going to be random motherfuckers. There's only 2 people announced for it. But anyways, Hangman and Swerve sit down at the trauma table. This is probably the best thing on the show. At least I think, when it comes to promos, because they, this is a story that's been going on between them. But Renee gets ghosted. Paige and Swerve trauma bond over arson, childhood dreams, and burned down family dreams. Paige brings his family to all in because this is totally going to end well. Swerve grabs a chain like he's about to drop a diss track. Yeah, Hangman came in and was like talking to him, and eventually they kind of like started talking, and it's like they kind of forgave each other. And then he told him, like, my son, he still wakes up and has nightmares about seeing you in my house, and then my wife, everybody's all upset about it, and I'll never forgive you for that. And then Swerve said, that house you burned down, I grew up in that. I was going to let my kid grow up that, and then I was going to let him raise his son in that. But I guess we'll have to get over it, huh? And then I guess that's when they got over it, and he let that chain in there. So then I guess that's going to be something that Swerve's going to go in there and help and be the guy to help him win the belt or something. But like I said, this definitely was pretty good, not bad. Hangman's delivery is still a little bit goofy sometimes, but this is their main event deal, so Swerve and Hangman are always really good together.
Oh, you left out a part though,
What? Who's what?
where they sucked each other's dicks.
Oh, well, I don't know if that happened.
No, I'm I'm just kidding. That did that. Brandon wanted me to say that, so I just tried to stab it in there somewhere.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's for you, Brandon.
That's some real quality stuff there.
Yeah, he's a real mature individual.
You're nothing but a homo.
Oh no, Bret Hart.
Yeah, I mean that's how he feels. Yeah. Anyways,
Not Bret Hart.
yeah, and then we got this
Oh, here's the part I referenced earlier. Fucking great.
Moxley Marina, the
Oh,
couple's
no.
promo nobody expected. Mox crashes
wanted.
commentary like a Kool-Aid man of aggression. Yeah, he did. Marina calls Paige a pussy. She calls him that like 2 or 3 times. Mox says
Yeah.
Hangman has 48 hours to live. You know, casual death threats before dinner. All-star 8-man tag. FTR and the Patriarchy versus Jet Speed and the Outrunners. You want to take this one?
Oh yeah. Yes, the Outrunners, the time travelers from a Glow episode.
Oh yeah.
Christian tags in to remind everyone that he's still not your dad. Bailey moonsaults everything that moves. Cage accidentally spears Dax. Bailey wins with a spin kick, while Truth Magnum does his best Dolph Ziggler cosplay. The winner is Jet Speed and the Outrunners. Stokely is one meme away from snapping. And this match was okay. Man. I'm not quite sure why it happened. I know that each of these teams are intertwined somewhat, but not enough to make this match make sense. But I guess when you have 4 hours of television to fill a week, you just throw stuff out there. Hey, you guys are all in a story. Let's go.
Pretty
I don't
much. I think it's kind of funny. Fuck, I might have lost track of what I was saying. Yeah, I think I definitely did. Whatever. Not too important, I guess. So we're on the backstage circus. I just blanked.
Yes, we are.
The Cookie Monster promo. Big Boom AJ wants to fight everyone. Kyle O'Reilly volunteers as tribute. Everyone else mocks AJ's diet and offers zero help. No one knows who's feuding with whom anymore. Just pick a name out of a hat. This sucked. He was like, boom, and he just kept doing that like over and over again. Like, if I was around somebody like that that's in person, it's just like, hey man, I'm either leaving or you gotta stop doing that. That sound about right?
It sure does.
Yeah, it's just like, hey man, I'll meet you out there in that ring, but if you fucking keep saying that stupid shit, it's like you're gonna find out real quick, like. But yeah, that was pretty dumb, wasn't it?
Super dumb.
The Rizzler
And,
needs to go on a fucking diet. That kid's eyes just are so dark. Is he not sleeping, or is it a health condition? Why the fuck does he look so obese and like unhealthy?
I mean, he's definitely having a health condition. Fucking, he's a fat little kid. It is child abuse. I don't understand why DCF isn't like going, hey, you know.
Yeah, look at this kid. Like, the other one, he's kind of overweight, but he's big. So he kind of looks somewhat normal, you know? His face isn't completely swollen.
Exploited. Yeah.
Yeah, but that young one, the fucking Rizzler, man, it's like, you need to rizzle your ass onto the fucking gym. Or like, get somebody to help you with, like, some kind of nutritional plan. Because, like, you're gonna die at a very fucking young age. Like, you're diabetic already. I'm just gonna go right there. You're 100% diabetic.
Shit.
You weren't born that way. That's probably brought on by eating like massive amounts of junk food and shit. And
Child abuse.
yeah, and I don't know. That's maybe it doesn't need to be Big Boom AJ and be like, Big Boom, stop wasting your time wrestling and get that fucking kid to work out and eat better, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Take us on out of there to this next wonderful match here.
We have Shibata versus Gabe Kid. Bloodsport, but with more low blows. Stiff strikes, ring post violence, slaps like your grandma used to deliver. Yuta shows up, gets booted back to Ring of Honor. Kid hits a low blow, pile driver combo because Honor is dead. Winner, Gabe Kidd. I cheat because I'm British. Didn't care about this match. Don't care about this match. Kind of like Shibata, but don't care that much. It's all right. You know, felt some time. The in-ring wasn't embarrassing, but I don't really give a fuck about either of these guys. What did you think of this?
Pretty much the same thing. That Gabe Kidd guy, and I don't know, he's just kind of a weirdo. He's like a demented Kyle Fletcher, but he's not funny. And it just seems like he's just upset all the time. And Shibata, I don't really know. He was funnier when he was doing that cell phone talking thing. That was him, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and he was like talking to everybody in the cell phone and doing the translation, but I don't know. Again, it's just really hard to focus on this shit, man. It's just, this show sucked. But I'll take us on. It's an 8-woman tag. Tony Khan's Roster Simulator 2025. It's like literally Collision just reeks of like, I got some stuff going on, but I just want to use everybody, or I don't know what I'm going to do, so we'll just do a whole bunch of fucking multi-person matches. Athena, Julia Hart, Megan Bayne, Thekla versus Thunder Rosa, Willow, Queen Aminata, and Mina Shirakawa. Willow and friends won. Post-match, Sky Blue and Billy Starks crash the party. Anna Jay and Ty Mello shows up just because they still work here. Statlander and Bayne have a stare down that says we should be main eventing, but we're stuck in the third brawl of the night. Sorry I didn't really go over the match too much. It just, there wasn't much to talk about. It wasn't, it was terrible. It was a mess. Most of these chicks don't know how to have this kind of match, and just nothing to really highlight, so don't want to waste your time there. Right, Dave?
Oh boy. Yeah. Just, I like a lot of the people in the match too. I can't.
They haven't been taught how to have these kind of matches. You know, none of them. Not a single fucking one of them. Even Athena.
Thank God they went back to Thunder Rosa's old music too. You know, that other shit was great.
Even Athena, who's been wrestling for a long time. I mean, Thunder Rosa, they're just, I don't know. The production doesn't help it either. And you know that they're just telling these chicks to just go out and do whatever, and then they're just filming it.
Have a good match, girls.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, final thoughts here. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I was just going to ask something inappropriate that doesn't matter. Let's just keep going.
I get it. You know? But, so, our final thoughts here on All in Texas featuring 98 wrestlers and one emotion. MJF wants to collect masks like some Infinity Stones. But only one guy's. FTR is mad at Christian Cage, but still dresses like they're sponsored by Cracker Barrel. Paige and Swerve might hug or stab each other to be disclosed, I don't know. Willow wins again, but AEW still hasn't figured out how to book a women's segment without a full cast Broadway curtain call. Dynamite was an okay show. It had multiple decent segments, but I just feel like we said for the go home show, I feel like it let home in that regard. And man, you talk about not building shit for the most part, except one or two things. This show was rough. It was a tough watch.
Not great.
I haven't seen anybody else's review of the show. I can already guess that there's people out there giving it like an 8 and 9, because it has what they like, matches, you know, and it shows a lot of the people that they like. But there's a lot more to be desired out of a good television show than that, because in the end, it's wrestling, but this is a television show. But either way, it's probably like a 2 out of fucking. If we're doing a 5, it's like a 1 out of 5. This show sucked. Like, I don't mean that to be mean. There's plenty of great people here that do awesome stuff that are doing the best they can out of this. But you give us your thoughts and we'll move on.
Yep. Yeah, this show, like you just said, I couldn't have stated it more eloquently. The show sucked. Collision has not been great for a while. Feels like an afterthought most of the time.
Where's Kenny? Was he on Dynamite? Like,
I don't recall seeing him.
And I don't think we went over that, but like, this is supposed to be like your second world championship that these guys are fighting for, basically, and you don't have either of the guys on the show, and you're just gonna. I don't fucking get it. Kenny's one of the only guys that produce ratings for this company.
Yep.
And if you have him against Okada, regardless of if he's diminished or not, that will bring you ratings to that fucking show, man. And it's not even about ratings. It's like, that's an easy thing to hype. You got the video footage. I know you did the package, but have him out there. Have him get in a fucking scuffle. Like, could you imagine fucking Austin and The Rock before fucking WrestleMania not fucking engaging in anything the night or the fucking SmackDown before? Like,
No.
I don't know, me either.
It's goofy bullshit, and it continues to be. And ultimately, this has been
The OverMark Entertainment Collision review.
It has.
Yep. And man, fuck Collision.
We got some news here. I think we're going to jump right into it. AEW Dynamite ratings recap, July 9th, 2025. The network was TBS. The location was Garland, Texas. The venue tickets distributed were 2,497 out of 2,662. There were 462 available at the time that they did this. This is via WrestleTix. The TV viewership was 637,000. The 18 to 49 demo was a 0.16. Source, Nielsen. I think this was number one on cable in the 18 to 49 demo that night, which is, that's what they rank them by. But
it says number 6 down here.
Oh, well, fuck.
Oh no.
That's overall.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Was it number 6 in overall?
I don't know.
Anyways, who gives a fuck? Cable primetime median rank 18 to 49, quarter 3, 2023. These are their trends and declines, by the way. Sorry for not explaining that, by the way. We're going to look at some of their trends over the years, because I don't know, stuff's looking a little bit rough sometimes for them when you really look at the numbers. But the cable primetime median rank for 18 to 49, quarter 3, 2023, they were number 1. Then quarter 3 of 2024, they were number 3. So in that year they dropped 2, and then quarter 3 of 2025 they're number 6. But note 2025 includes Max simulcast with Max starting in January. But
and they do account for that too. We found out. So their number 6 is number 6. They're from 1 to 6.
No, and nobody's highlighting that. Literally no one. Absolutely nobody, except maybe one
Which
to two
is
people.
Weird.
Yeah. You know how I found that out? And I hate to fucking bring this up. I was watching Vince Russo talk, and they were like, "It's been proven that it's been proven that that it is in the viewership." And then I was like, I gotta see if this motherfucker's lying. Where did he get this from? And then I looked it up, and funny enough, yeah, they're counting the fucking viewerships for Max streaming on any simulcast, including AEW, on these streaming statistics. I mean, you got to think about it. Like, the show, the viewership hasn't changed at all. Literally, you would think the first episode that was on Max, there would be some kind of boost of viewership or a drop from people watching on Max instead of TBS, but it's literally identical. That's literally enough evidence right there to tell you that they're counting it. But then when you research and look this up and go to Nielsen's website and then look at how they track these things, they're adding all of these things to the simulcast numbers, which count as a part of the channel that it's on. But anyways, we'll probably start covering that and bringing that up in everything that we do, so get ready for that, I guess. But the average estimated tickets distributed were, and these are QT comparisons again, 2023 quarter 3, 4,900, 2024, 3,900, and 2025, 3,800. That's... They didn't drop a shit ton from year to year, but man, that 23 to 24 drop wasn't fucking good for them. But, AEW is clearly trending downward in both viewership and live attendance, going from the top spot in cable primetime in 2023 to barely clinging on to the top 10 now. That's not good. The decline in tickets sold from nearly 5K in 2023 to 3.8K in 2025 is also concerning. Even if the Max simulcast split the audience, a 0.16 in the demo is soft, which, again, we just pointed out, it's not doing that. Discussions some questions for the show. Is the Max simulcast helping or hurting AEW's overall reach? I don't think it's done anything at all. What needs to change creatively to reverse the decline? A lot of different things, and that's probably too much to get into this fucking video right here, or that would add another 30 minutes to an hour to this show. But in the end, stop having so much people on the show. Stop having the same matches on all the shows. If you have one guy using the table spot in the main event, maybe don't have multiple, like 2 of the matches before that with table spots in it. You can have somewhat similar matches, like, singles or tag, but you can't have them doing the same thing and using the same weapons. Highlight the importance of what's going on. Recap the shows. Have a recap at the beginning of every show. This is a continuous story. There's a lot of very successful shows throughout the years, included wrestling ones as well, that did a recap at the beginning of every show. Sometimes recapping more than one time a show, but just really production meetings, tightening up the show a little bit, and we go on and on and on, but I don't want to go on too much. We can maybe talk about that another day. But should AEW keep in the smaller venues until demand increases? Yeah, that definitely makes the show look better. The unique venues that they've had are something that you've never really seen in a major wrestling show before. So I really like that, and I think everybody does. And the sound comes off a lot better too, and they don't have to hide the venue like they do a big one. But if you got anything to add to that, Dave? Or?
Well, geez, let me think here. I scrolled too far ahead because I was looking at something. And
it was mainly just stats.
I don't understand why, when they know they have proven people on the roster that can generate viewership in a positive fashion, they opt to leave them off of TV, put them in silly, goofy bullshit that devalues them, or just flat out not use them. I don't understand, and I'm sure that's probably a portion of why the viewership's down. Who knows? Hard to say exactly. I'm not a.
It's tough to get behind anybody.
Expert.
They like Jungle Boy. How we were saying, maybe he comes back, but remember he gets that push after he comes back from the NJPW run after the Punk thing, comes back, gets the TNT title, makes his own version. They're talking about how over he is, even though he wasn't, and then he disappears. So if you invested in that, you invested in something that was a waste of time. And I'm not saying he's really the worst or anything, and I'm sure he's young and he's got plenty of room to improve, but just not his fault he's not being used, I guess. We don't know why, but we'll go ahead and move on if you want to talk about our next.
An OverMark Entertainment exclusive.
It's All in Texas, the ticket tracker and milestones.
Sorry, I'm not completely fried and burned out, I promise here.
There you go.
I just got sidetracked on the sheet here. I was looking at something else on a different page like a goof. And here we go. So, quick ticket update ahead of AEW's All in Texas at Globe Life Field this Saturday. And here's where things stand. We got a setup capacity of 26,341 seats. They opened up a little bit more. They got 24,277 distributed. Not bad. And because they opened up some more, there's 2,064 tickets remaining. So this is where it stands compared to AEW history. Record-setting North America event as early as last week. AEW All in Texas passed the 20,000 tickets distributed mark, faster and higher than any previous AEW show in North America, including Grand Slam 2021, which ended up being 20,177 distributed. And we got the gate revenue milestone. Tony Khan disclosed that the gate has already topped 2.5 million. And is projected to hit 3 million plus, marking AEW's highest ever live gate in the U.S. It's historic in non-WWE terms. This show is on pace to surpass the record for the highest non-WWE wrestling gate in North America, beating Forbidden Door Toronto's 1.25 million, and will surpass WCW's Slamboree in 1999's attendance of 20,516. This isn't just about selling out. This is about making AEW history. Although it's slightly under both 2023 and 2024 Wembley attendance, which is a 72,000 plus European stadium, All In Texas is posed to become AEW's biggest U.S. wrestling gate and its most attended North American show ever. The fan base remains energized and momentum is still climbing with just days to go. And when we say momentum is climbing, we mean for this show, not the other show that obviously the ratings are down.
Yeah.
I don't want people to be like, well, you were just saying it's down. Now you're saying it's up. It's up for this show. Down for the other show.
Yeah. It's
still cool though. I mean, this is big for them. This is real big for them.
Well, it definitely is, and it's funny. It's the same thing that they kind of WWE's doing. They have like less people going to the big shows, but they're charging them more. They had like 72,000 the first year in 2023. In 2024, I think it was like 40,000. Now they might get like around like 26, 27 in that place, which is a pretty big accomplishment. And good for them. I won't try to spin it negatively anyway. Just just some numbers to look at. But should be hopefully a good show, and I hope the matches aren't all the same, and I hope it doesn't last 8 hours, but I think it's going to, and if that's the case, it's going to be a rough one there. But I guess at least it's starting at fucking 3, but that just means it's probably going to last till the same amount, just more of it starting earlier. But yeah, that'll wrap up that.
An OverMark Entertainment exclusive.
Let me get to jump right into another.
An OverMark Entertainment exclusive.
So this is the topic that we have right here, and it's the state of wrestling midway through 2025. So I figured since we were about 7 months in, it's a safe wrap up to say how we are so far in the year. So we're going to talk about WWE for a second and kind of where their state's at. So I feel like a little safe generalization of the show and what its strengths at and weaknesses might be, how the production's on point, but the creativity seems to be drying up. So here's some of their strengths. Visually, it's polished, production's awesome, and upgraded cinematic feel under Triple H's creative leadership is definitely noticeable. But the big faction storytelling remains central. Bloodline, Judgment Day, Seth Rollins' new crew, enabling layered narratives, occasional great matches, but overall, they're bland, with mostly predictable finishes. Their weaknesses are fans calling it bland and overloaded with predictable chaos and interference, walking a fine line, which, what we just kind of talked about. Reddit voices echoes of frustration. WWE's in the monetary era right now. Constant repeat matches, feuds, presentation, very dull. It's been an awful year creatively. The Cena heel turn, repetitive and stale as fuck. I mean, I kind of agree with him there. It hasn't all been bad with Cena, but way more of it has been bad than not. And AEW side, they're pretty passionate in their performances, but their fumbling follow-throughs are definitely just as noticeable as some of the stuff we just talked about with WWE. So, progress has been made. They have double-digit growth in key demos. No, they fucking don't. Collision's down 16% and Dynamite's down 12% since quarter 3 last year.
That in the same sentence. That's funny.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. But yeah, they definitely do not have any growth. That's
the opposite of progress. So they're down double digits in key. That should be in the persistent issues.
Yeah, let me start that again. Storytelling with real stakes, like the Young Bucks EVP status and All In, just shows that they kind of have like a little bit of narrative ambition put in their matches, because that stipulation was just added. But I don't know if you would use that match as an example, but there definitely has been, like, in their bigger matches, a little bit better storytelling going on, but overall the mid card's just dead. There's no stories going on, and so I don't know if you could really say that there's much increase in story beyond maybe their main event. But I think that there is some progress in some sense. This isn't what's down here, but I'm gonna have to pull something out of my ass. Is that the stories that are good have gotten better. Their production has gotten a little bit better, although it's still, they'll never reach WWE because they'll always be catching up there. It would be nice if they did. And I don't know, I'm kind of struggling to find something here, but there are parts of the shows that more of it that's better since they've gotten some of their guys back that were hurt. So now you got maybe Kenny occasionally, MJS always hitting it out the park. I really like Mark Briscoe. Tony's awesome. So there are definitely things to be excited about. Kyle Fletcher, Don Callis. So I feel like they're a little bit more consistent with some of the guys that they do feature as opposed to not having them on as much. But some of their issues, which we were just talking about, their fucking key demos are down 16 and 12% in quarter 3 since last year. And fans see stagnant creativity here too, and a lot of filler. It just seems like AEW stagnated a little bit to this Wikipedia Redditor. The rosters has instability. There's a talent exodus in random spurs. Some wrestlers view WWE as more stable. Yeah, but I don't know if that's a good thing to some extent with WWE stability. But AEW does have a problem with people disappearing. We talked about that earlier in Hungle Boy. But production and storyline still seem as muddled as ever or complicated. I think the storylines have gotten better, but the overcomplicated part, I can feel that. I feel like you can too, Dave. That's awesome, legit stuff. And then we got a little bit more community sentiments here and some comparisons. A recent sentiment study showed that AEW's positivity advantage on Reddit has evaporated since mid-2023 by WrestleNomics, actually. Reddit community consensus is AEW's peaks have plateaued, and WWE, while less innovative, still leads to volume and polish. Some fans still argue that this is the best era for wrestling overall, with solid options across WWE, AEW, NJPW, Stardom, and more. I don't know about that.
There's a lot of wrestling to watch. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the best era of wrestling. But there is a lot of good wrestling out there to watch. That is definitely a thing.
Yeah, and maybe for them it is, because everything's subjective, I guess. But so here's some mid-year takeaways. WWE production, top tier visuals and polish. AEW production, rougher, but it's improving, and they got streaming going on now. And so I guess it's kind of strong across both brands, strong enough. Creative, WWE's relying on factions and interference, and there's kind of a risk of fatigue now. AEW's creative, they're attempting at doing big stakes, but everything's super repetitive. So in both companies, there's a desire for fresh narratives, and I agree there. We all want new, fresher shit.
Yeah.
Talent, star-studded, deep roster in WWE. AEW, they got quality matches, but definitely a weaker bunch of talent, I'd say. At least to the star level of WWE. AEW does have a lot of good talent, but just not at the star level.
Great wrestlers, but not necessarily people that are stars.
Yeah, exactly. And it says multi-promotion health brings diversity, which, I can agree on. Not a lot of diversity over in WWE right now. Everybody fucks about Triple H on that, but once they get some of those NXT call-ups there, that'll definitely change a lot. They're working on it. But fan sentiment, so everybody's critical of the monetization, or monotony, I guess both, in WWE. And then AEW, it's mixed opinions, but there's definitely stagnation. Still divided, but wrestling's interest is high in the overall market. More wrestling than ever. I don't think that means that everybody's enjoying it more than ever, but there's definitely something out there for you if you want to find it. And what that means is WWE must innovate story arcs and reduce formulaic endings before viewer burnout sets in, which I feel like it kind of has, but they're towing that line. And AEW needs to translate match quality into coherent, long-form storytelling and stabilize its roster. Fans appreciate the match caliber across both brands, but creative differences, which I think we can all agree there. We all want more. We all want better stories, different stories, talent to be used better. So you're always going to want more, but those are legit things for sure. And some suggested focus moving forward. Kind of rehashing what we talked about. Story innovation. WWE must rescue fandom from overbooked endings, and AEW should aim for fewer, higher impact feuds. I don't know about that. Talent development. AEW's staggering call-ups would strengthen its bench. I don't know who the fuck they could call up.
Call-ups.
Yeah, who are they going to fucking call up?
It was call up Ring of Honor?
Yeah, I don't know.
They already do that every week.
Yeah, I don't know about that at all. And WWE's Evolve brand could foster fresh stars, I guess. You know,
I mean,
like
they're already doing that with
Yeah.
NXT and Evolve.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
mean could? I mean, this is some goofy notes at this part. The other stuff was good. Sometimes the notes turn out weird.
yeah, but cross-brand momentum capitalize on the overall wrestling renaissance and JPW stardom and a global access fuel fan engagement. That is true for some people. I actually fucking despise the mix of stuff. Come over if you're a star in those companies and work in AEW or WWE. Don't just come here and then leave. I'd like you to stick around.
Yep.
I like investing in characters and character growth. And if I can't invest in you in more than just wrestling, well, I'm not going to get invested. I think a lot of people feel the same way too.
Definitely.
But yeah, but I pretty much agree with all that shit. I don't really have too much to add to it. WWE's about to start reaching a major burnout point, but they're still filling out a lot of the shows. Their setups aren't as big as they used to be, and AEW does somewhat seem to be still doing a little bit better, but the big tell is going to be what happens after what happens this weekend, and if they capitalize the momentum. We just went over it last week. They usually don't. They don't create historical moments. They just kind of gloss over them and forget that they happened after a couple weeks because we'll just move on. All In will be the best wrestling show in the world, right? That ever happened.
And then the next show that they do, exactly.
Yeah, so it's like it either wasn't that good or, man, they are hitting it off out of the park and having the best wrestling shows ever, but they're not. They're having some good ones here and there. And I do enjoy the pay-per-views, especially the matches out of the wrestlers that I'm more engaged in, but these 7-hour shows can be tough. And no 7-hour wrestling show is the best wrestling show ever. If you have to do 7 hours of it, something's up. It's not MMA. You know?
Yeah, the best part of a 7-hour show is when it's fucking over.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't know. Don't need to keep rehashing it, but AEW, they just focus on using your bigger stars more. Stop using all these random people that don't need to be on the show. Strengthen your stories a little bit more. Really put your mid-card titles and stories and make them last long. That way we can sink our teeth into it and care about the titles. That none of your titles besides the world title have any prestige at all. They have absolutely none. They mean jack shit. And you're about to create another one. So you might want to work on that too. But we can go on this a little bit more later. But that's been our little piece on that and the state of wrestling in 2025. And I think that'll wrap up our little...
An OverMark Entertainment exclusive.
And you can talk us on out of here, Dave.
Well, there, TJ. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Sorry that this episode was a little bit more negative. Hopefully, we have a little bit more positive things to talk about.
Yeah, hopefully. We got some shit we're covering this weekend.
Got
All in.
A lot of wrestling for this next episode.
Evolution.
SmackDown, All In, Evolution, Saturday night's main event. Maybe we'll even talk about NXT. Who knows? It'll be on. I'll watch it. But
we'll see how it
probably
goes.
won't talk about it. Yeah, if there anything cool happens, we'll talk about the cool shit that happened. But yeah, we're not going to break down the entire show.
Yeah, it's been a fun one. I know we're a little bit negative, but we can't lie. I mean, and I get it if you're a super big fan and you don't appreciate it, but just listen to our opinion. And if you don't like it, I respect that you don't, and just how I hope that you respect mine. And
I don't respect it. If you don't like it, go fuck your. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Sorry that we can't. Hopefully, we can come to some sort of middle ground understanding. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and yeah.
That being said,
Even if yours doesn't align with ours,
yeah,
go.
Well,
Let's get on out of here, TJ.
Social media, check it out. like always, all that stupid shit. We appreciate you Overmaniacs for listening. We'll see you next time. Like we said, we got a big fucking wrestling weekend coming up, so we'll do all that. I guess All In and Raw are going to be on one or something. We'll figure it the fuck out. But thanks for listening, guys. We really appreciate you like always. Like, sub, all that stupid shit, and talk to you later.